An example for us to follow. Worship and obey. Worship the Lord. Thank Him for what He has done. Gideon has just heard a dream as he went down into the Midianite, the enemy camp of the Midianites, and he heard a dream about a barley cake rolling into the camp and smashing the tent of a Midianite. So Gideon heard that dream and he received courage that they were going to be victorious. And when he heard the dream, we're told that he worshiped. So the Lord gave Gideon that extra encouragement. Even though the Lord had told him he would be victorious, he still needed that extra assurance, as we've seen with the fleece and other areas in his life. God is always being gracious to him and being kind to give him these other things. The Lord is oftentimes gracious and kind to you and me too. And so he returned to the camp of Israel and said, "Arise." So not only did he worship, he also then went and did what he was supposed to do. He went back to the camp and he said, "Arise, let's get going, because God has given the host of Midian into our hands." So he divided his 300 men into three companies, 100, 100, and 100. And he gave every person a trumpet. He gave every person an empty jar, and he gave them a torch inside the jar. And then he said to them, "Look at me and do likewise. When I come to the outskirts of the camp, do as I do. When I blow the trumpet, I and all who are with me, then blow the trumpets also on every side of the camp and shout for the Lord and for Gideon." So Gideon and the 100 men came to the outskirts of the camp. They got so close to the Midianites and they blew their trumpets and they threw the jars down and smashed them with the fire raging and all. Think of that, 300 people. They're also all surrounded with this going on. And then the others blew their trumpets and broke their jars, and they held in their left hands the torches and in their right hands the trumpets to blow. And they shouted, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon." And then the Israelites are said, every man of them stood in their place. But then all the army of the Midianites ran. They cried and they fled. They didn't know what was coming. They're going in a panic. And we see that the Lord then set every man's sword against his comrade. The Midianites ended up fighting one with another. They were fighting each other. And the men of Israel were called out from Naphtali and from Asher and from all Manasseh, and they pursued after Midian. So the Midianite army, they're fighting each other now because it's dark. They don't know what's going on. They're in a panic, and then they're running off. And then the Israelites call their other brothers to come and help from Naphtali, Asher, and Manasseh. And then they said, "We need even more. Let's get them from the hill country of Ephraim too. Come down to the Midianites and capture the waters against them." So the Israelites in this way have a fantastical victory over the Midianites. They kill two of their princes. They capture Oreb and Zeb, and they killed them at the winepress of Zeb. Then they pursued Midian, and they brought the heads of Horeb and Zeb to Gideon across the Jordan. So we see that Gideon did indeed win the victory, even though the Midianites were as locusts, camels without number. God was able to overcome them with 300 faithful men. Pray that's been a blessing to you, and I'll see you in the next video.